If you're a veteran and struggling with debt, you're not alone, and you do have options. In this video, we'll break down 8 different debt relief strategies veterans can explore to get real help without wasting time or money. And if you're not sure which option fits you best, Ascend created a free debt relief calculator to help veterans understand what they may qualify for, how much it costs, how long it'll take, and what pros and cons are, so you can make the most informed decision, and I included a link in the description below. Let's get into it. First up, VA financial hardship assistance. If your debt is related to VA medical bills or benefit overpayments, the VA can help. You might be able to qualify for temporary payment plan deferment or even debt forgiveness. Visit va.gov or contact the Debt Management Center to get started, and I can include a link in the description below for that. The second option I want to talk to you about is debt management plans, or also known as DMPs. These plans are set up by nonprofit credit counseling agencies who negotiate with your creditors to reduce interest rates and create a structured monthly payment plan. It doesn't erase your debt, but it can make it way more manageable. And some organizations may be able to offer you military-focused help. So for example, let's say you have $30,000 of credit card debt and your interest rate is an astounding 23 to 29% average. A credit counseling agency may be able to put you on a debt management plan that gets your interest rate between that 7 to 12% average and puts you on a monthly payment plan. So instead of being in the monthly minimum credit card payment trap where you could be paying that debt for 10s to 20s of years, this thing can get you out of debt generally within 36 and 60 months, so much faster, and it's with a nonprofit credit counseling agency, so you know often that they're taking your best interests at heart. Next, let's talk about debt settlement, also known as debt negotiation. Debt settlement means negotiating with the creditors to pay less than what you owe, often in a lump sum. It can save you money, but it can hurt your credit short term and could have tax implications, and you could get sued for debt. That said, I want you to understand all the pros and cons of this option before you jump in. So just make sure you're working with a reputable company, look at the reviews, understand how much it's going to cost you, understand what the cons are, such as debt collection lawsuits, collection calls, etc. And you can use Ascend's calculator to get an estimate of how much it'll cost you specifically, and you can compare that to what you're currently paying. So let's say you are paying $500 a month on your debt. Now, you take this calculator, let's say it shows you that you are now going to be paid $300, but it'll also show you all the cons of this option so you can make that most informed decision and compare it against other options. Let's talk about option 4, which is bankruptcy. It's a serious step, but sometimes it's the best move. Chapter 7, bankruptcy, wipes out most unsecured debts if you qualify and get you debt freedom in as little as 90 to 120 days, while Chapter 13 sets you up on a 3 to 5 year repayment plan. And here's a big deal. Some veterans with disability income may be exempt from some of the Chapter 7 income tests, which makes the process for qualifying way easier and faster. The calculator will estimate whether you may qualify for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, even if your VA disability income puts you above the income limit. So for example, let's say your VA disability income is $4,000 or $5,000 a month, and that amount would put you above the means test, so you may not qualify, but if they don't count that income as income for the means test, you may actually still qualify. So it can be really helpful to understand that option. The next thing is, don't forget about the Service Members Civil Relief Act, or SCRA. If your debt was taken on before active duty, the interest rate may be able to get capped at 6%. It can also help delay collections and protect your rights during service. Even as a veteran, these protections may still apply in certain situations, especially if you were recently discharged. Next, let's talk about option 6, which is emergency grants and not loans. Some organizations like the VFW Unmet Needs Program, American Legion, and Operations Homefront may offer grants to help with housing, utility, medical bills, and even more. So if you're in a crisis, this could be a potential lifeline while you're still figuring out a bigger debt game plan. Now, let's talk about option 7, which is VA home relief. Now, if you're behind on a VA-backed mortgage, you may still have options. You may be able to qualify for forbearance, loan modification, or repayment plan through your loan servicer. The VA may even have a dedicated housing assistant reps who can help you walk through that process. Finally, let's talk about debt consolidation loans. These loans roll up multiple credit card payments into one. So for example, with a debt consolidation loan, you would take that out, it would roll into multiple high interest debts into one lower monthly payment and rate generally. In addition, you may be able to qualify for better terms through banks like Navy Federal Credit Union or USAA, but watch out. Some letters target veterans with predatory offers, so it's important to understand what you're getting and where you're getting it. You may always want to compare options side by side before signing anything. That can help you make the most informed decision. Here's the truth. Not every debt relief option is right for every veteran. That's exactly why we built a Ascend's Debt Relief Calculator. It's free, anonymous, and takes about 5 minutes to complete. It helps you compare costs, timelines, pros and cons, and even what you might qualify for, whether that's bankruptcy, debt settlement, or something else. It's also 100% free, and it doesn't require an email address or phone number if you don't want to provide it. We designed this product to put you in control and not push a service. You can try it for free at tryascend.com or click the link in the description below. You serve this country, now it's time to get the support you deserve. There are options. You can take control today, start with the calculator, and we'll help you take the next step, whatever that is. Thanks so much for watching and hope you have a great day.